Alright, what's going on, guys? I'm back at it again in here for the video for you guys. But today, yes, I am in here for another Raw review and talking about Raw from last night. And overall with Raw, I thought it was alright to pretty good. There were some things I liked and some things I didn't like. And overall, I still enjoyed the show nonetheless. And with Raw overall and kicking things off, when we did kicking things off, we actually kicked things off where we last left things with the walkout and everything. And since the walkout, I was wondering what was going to happen next, if anyone was going to show up or even have a show overall for this week. And basically, with that being said, we had no one there from commentary to the referees, and basically just the actual wrestlers that didn't walk out and had a reason that they wanted to stay. And who are they exactly? I'll get into that in just a little bit, but we actually kick things off here with Triple H. Triple H walking out and talking about the walkout and saying, he wants everyone to man up, and, since it's, with the whole unsafe working conditions and everything, it's supposed to basically be that since they are wrestlers and then, wanting to put on a show for this week and, have this whole thing situated and saying he would not back down for basically anybody and still wants to be COO of the company, and that he would actually wrestle a broomstick over the rest of the roster for 2 hours, which is actually really funny there. And could be true, I guess, but it was a funny point that he brought out with the broomstick. But anyway, that's what it basically talks about there. Then we have John Cena coming out, one of the guys that actually did not walk out, with the rest of the superstars and everything, and basically saying, why he didn't walk out, and saying how loyal he is with company. It doesn't matter who the boss is, he would still be loyal to the company, whether it be Eric Bischoff, which yes, he actually mentioned, which was actually pretty cool and interesting there. So Eric Bischoff gets mentioned, and whoever else, he has worked for it, and doesn't really matter who it is, he'll still go out there and do his job and wrestle, and then, basically put on a good show. So that's what basically we had there. Same thing goes for Sheamus. Sheamus, coming out saying the same thing and wanting to fight, and this is what he wants to do, and helps out with his family and all that good stuff. So he mentioned that. Then as well CM Punk, basically saying the same thing with Sheamus and CM Punk, and CM Punk saying in a way he kind of brought this onto himself and with Triple H. So in a way he was actually agreeing with Triple H and not wanting to go anywhere and actually wanting to stay, and he wants to do this. So we did get to hear that from CM Punk. So that's basically who really did walk out, and I believe Randy Orton didn't walk out either, and maybe a few more, I guess, if I'm not mistaken, but we didn't really see Randy Orton in this promo, so it's basically Cena, Sheamus, Triple H, and basically saying that they're there because they want to be there, and that they wanted to have a good show and put on a good show for everyone else, basically. So and in a way, that's what we got. And for the first matchup of the night, we got Sheamus against John Cena, and Triple H, the special guest referee, and CM Punk on commentary, and as well timekeeper, and most likely was going to be the ring announcer too, would seem like. But for what it was worth, with this match, didn't really get underway too much, but we saw some pretty good things out of John Cena, and as well with Sheamus in this one. So it was going pretty well, and we didn't really get the actual winner, but we did get a return, one of the returns, I should say, throughout the night, and that's right, the original boss himself, Vince McMahon, coming out, and kind of wasn't really expecting that for this week, but it's cool seeing Vince McMahon come out and basically actually relieving Triple H of his duties, and he wasn't really happy and pretty pissed off on what was going on and how the walkout was actually turning out, and wasn't really sure how long this was going to play out. So he really wants to have a show put on and actually have his guys fight, and not have a strike and have this whole thing situated. So basically not liking that Triple H isn't really having the situation dealt with. So unfortunately we do have the actual general manager be revealed, but for now, and that who is it actually? Well, it ends up being John Laurinaitis overall for now, until they have someone else. So not really too sure who it's going to be. I was kind of expecting Mick Foley to come out, but that really turned around. But John Laurinaitis ends up being the Raw general manager from now on, bringing back everyone else, and the show did continue right after that. So it was a pretty crazy start, to say the least. And that's basically where we kick things off there for Raw. And that's it when it came to that. Right after that, we did have a match with Christian and John Morrison basically wrestling in their street clothes, and even wrestling in the street clothes, they still managed to put on a pretty good match, even though I wish this match could have lasted a little bit longer. It didn't last too long, but we still got to see some pretty cool stuff by both of these guys. And in the end, Christian ends up defeating John Morrison with the spear, and then we get the attack by American Perfection, and I believe Cody Rhodes there too as well. So didn't really like the whole beatdown too much, but that's what basically happened there. And the match was pretty good, so I wish that match actually lasted a little longer. But Christian ends up defeating John Morrison, and then we had the post-match beatdown. So that's what pretty much happened there. Could have done without the beatdown, but hey, it is what it is. So that's basically what happened with that. Then we get into another match, which was a non-title match between Mark Henry and Randy Orton, and this one was actually pretty good. I was kind of into this one, and of course Randy Orton looking for his vengeance, since he won't be facing Mark Henry for the World Heavyweight Championship, and it will most likely be Big Show against Mark Henry, which I really don't have too much of a problem with. I guess the match should be okay. I'm not really expecting the whole great match out of that. Definitely not. So I guess it would be okay. So anyway, getting on to Mark Henry and Randy Orton running things down, we did get to see a little briefing here. We see a drop kick here, as well as stomps. We see the big splash by Mark Henry trying to take out Randy Orton and get his vengeance and payback there. And we see the battle onto the top rope, which actually had Randy Orton fall there by the takedown by Mark Henry. And in the end, we also saw the DDT between the ropes that usually Randy Orton does, and in the end, we did get to see the RKO. And we actually had a run-in by this, so really there was no really winner with this one. We had a run-in by Cody Rhodes and looking for his payback on Randy Orton, and really taking it to Randy Orton and giving him the crossroads, and had a little help by Mark Henry there as well. And that's what pretty much we end things off with that. So really no winners, so it was basically a disqualification. Cody Rhodes looking for basically some payback there. So that was actually pretty interesting, and as well, Cody Rhodes actually putting a paper bag over Randy Orton. So it looks like we might have a match at Vengeance. Whether or not it's going to be for the Intercontinental Championship, I don't know. But we'll have to wait and see where that goes. So that match should definitely be a good match if that match does indeed happen at Vengeance. So I wouldn't mind that at all. And that's what basically ends things off with that one. Then we get into a Divas tag team match. We got Kelly and Eve, and taking on Rosa Mendes and Tamina. So it was actually good to switch things up and not actually have Kelly and Eve face the Divas of Doom each and every week. So it's good to have Tamina and Rosa Mendes actually doing something. So that was actually pretty cool there, and there was actually a good match. Nothing really bad to say about this match at all. I thought it was a good match, and I enjoyed it. And overall, who ends up getting the win here? With Kelly and Eve, of course, getting the win here with Eve going for the moonsault from the top rope, and then defeating Tamina and Rosa Mendes. So that's what basically happened with that. So nonetheless, it was a good match. So nothing really to bitch about or complain about with that one. So that's it when it came to that. Then we get into a 6-man tag team match. We got Air Boom and Mason Ryan taking on American Perfection and David Otunga, and this was a good fast-paced tag team match, and we see everyone getting involved, of course. We see the good double teams and the good work by all these guys, and surprisingly, Mason Ryan actually gets a win here and helping out Air Boom with this one and defeating American Perfection. I kind of thought, Air Boom would get the win instead, but, Mason Ryan basically is still now a face after that face turn not too long ago and helping out Air Boom at a tag team matchup, the last time. So that's basically happened with that. Mason Ryan and Air Boom ends up defeating American Perfection and David Otunga in what was actually a good match, so nothing really to complain about there. So I did enjoy that one too as well. Then we get into what was the main event, And it was a good match until what it was worse. It was supposed to be W on CM Punk, which is actually changed by John Laurinaitis, and actually having another return and changing it to a tag team match. So it ended up being CM Punk and Alberto Del Rio, and the returning, that's right, Awesome Truth returning here. So, you know, with that return, I was gonna wonder what was gonna happen with that, and if the Awesome Truth are gonna keep their cool. Did they exactly? Well, they kind of did for the time being, and ended up being a good tag team match. The singles match, you know, was going good for what it was worth until the matchup was changed to a tag team match. Of course, we see the double teams here, and eventually Alberto Del Rio walking away from CM Punk and not wanting to do anything with the Awesome Truth. So basically, having a 2-on-1 handicap match, and CM Punk, you know, trying his best here to try and win the match. And the Awesome Truth really getting the double team advantage on, you know, CM Punk and everything like that, and that's what actually in a way helps them. And we got a disqualification, so there's really no winner there, and the Awesome Truth really getting an attack on CM Punk. Triple H coming out getting the save there, so most likely Triple H is now going to be wrestling instead of being the COO. And with that being said, Triple H and CM Punk basically getting their payback onto the Awesome Truth, and basically having a match made for Vengeance in 2 weeks, and that's why the Awesome Truth will be taking on CM Punk and Triple H at Vengeance. So, which should be a good match. You know, we'll have to wait to see, you know, if we're gonna actually have a win there, and if the Awesome Truth are, you know, gonna be able to, in a way, you know, coexist and put on a good match, and without having a disqualification or anything crazy go down. You know, since we've been seeing that with them lately. So we'll see how John Laurinaitis is going to do, and if he's going to do a little better than Triple H, or you know, if more you know, crazy shit is going to go down. So it's definitely going to be interesting, you know, leading up to Vengeance and even after Vengeance. So you know, that's what basically, you know, end things off there for Raw. Let me know what you guys thought on Raw for this week. What you liked, what you didn't like, what you thought should have been more differently. But you know, that's basically it when it came to that. So you know, Raw was alright to pretty good. You know, at some points it could have been a little bit better, but you know, it is what it is, and I still enjoyed it nonetheless. And also, before I go, with the Bound for Glory pay-per-view preview show, and of course that will still be going on this Sunday at 6 p.m. So hopefully, you guys will be able to be a part of the show. Of course, we will be talking about going into Bound for Glory with the build-up, last-minute predictions, and all that good stuff, and whatever we didn't finish on the last previous show. Of course, we'll always be talking about in this upcoming preview show as well. So the Bound for Glory preview show will be at 6 p.m. Hopefully you guys can spread the word and be a part of the show. As always, it will be one hell of a show. So that about does it for this show and this review. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And please, guys, don't be afraid to leave a comment and let me know what you guys thought. So of course, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. And until then, as always, we'll talk to you guys later on. Peace.